All right, Tom. Well, it's 3 after. Let's get started. And this is being recorded, so I can send it to everybody else that registered. So thank you guys for taking some time to join us today. I'm really excited to have Tom on here with us. My name is Kate Guillen. I'm the founder of Simplicity Ops, and we do, monthly Simplicity Spotlight webinars to highlight other, industry experts and share with you kind of the good work they're doing for financial advisors and those of us in the investment management industry. And so Tom, I have the privilege of speaking on his webinar series a couple of times, and he's gracious enough to join us today and share with you guys what he's doing at the Financial Experts Network. So that being said, Tom, I'll turn it over to you to introduce yourself and share with us a little bit about what you do.
Great. Thanks, Kate. And appreciate the opportunity to join you. And for those of you listening in, I appreciate you taking the time to learn about what we do. So again, my name is Tom Dixon. I'm the founder and host of what we call the financialexpertsnetwork.com. If you haven't checked out our website, I certainly encourage you to do so. My email, I'll put it out there. If you have questions post-session, you're welcome to email me at tom@financialexpertsnetwork.com, tom@financialexpertsnetwork.com. I always say I hope that's your favorite website on the planet, right? So I'll start with a reference to Kate's comment about, experts, and it's great that she hosts webinars like this to introduce you to experts. The ironic part is I don't consider myself an expert, and really that's kind of at the heart of what we do. Just by way of kind of background, I host experts, subject matter experts, on really what's a live webinar series every week that again, my mission, and I've been doing this, by the way, for over 15 years, hosting webinars with subject matter experts to educate financial advisors, financial planners on a wide range of topics. And the second point I have on the screen, and it's a mix, and it's something that you can get a flavor for. Again, if you go to our website and you look at the upcoming webinars, or even the past webinars, of course. So it's a mix of topics that I call timeless and then topical or breaking. So to give you kind of examples of both, timeless to me would be things like tax strategies, right? Tax planning, estate planning. Those are always things that you have to deal with, that you're trying to figure out new ideas, new solutions around, but they're always there. Social Security, Medicare, for example, they've been with us for some time. College planning, what's the right way or best way to pay for college, student loans, et cetera. So those to me are examples of timeless. Something that's topical or breaking would be like the Paycheck Protection Program, for example, when that came out a couple of years ago. Well, that's an example where I actually went out and got one of the deputy directors from the SBA to come on multiple times and educate our audience around the Paycheck Protection Program, right? So things that are, again, kind of breaking news. Could be changes to student loan options. It could be changes to the FAFSA form. Last month, trying to think of what month we're in, December, I had Mark Kantrowitz, who's arguably the #1 college financial aid guru. In fact, he helped kind of with the design of the FAFSA form himself. He's consulted with Congress, et cetera. Well, that's the type of expert I go and have, sign up to do an educational webinar to educate, again, financial planners and listeners on the recent changes to the FAFSA form. So to tie that to the breaking and the time. And so again, it's a mix of topics, and, I'm a content junkie. I'm looking for my stack of newspapers and everything. I'm constantly reading, whether it's the old school paper, online, et cetera, and looking for, again, articles, ideas in the articles, strategies, experts that I think would be of interest to my audience. So again, I've been doing this for over 15 years. Before there was Zoom, before there was any of it, my first speaker was Joe Hurley, who was the founder of savingforcollege.com. Again, Joe had testified in front of Congress multiple times on 529 college savings plans. And I felt like I was onto something because on that first call, and we were using freeconferencecalling.com and telling people, listeners, go to page 3, page 4, we had sent out a PDF, right? And I had a couple hundred advisors that could not get enough of Joe, right? So that was the beginning, again, over 15 years ago. By the way, a backdoor introduction, I've been in the industry, financial services for over 40 years. I've done, fortunate enough to have worked in a variety of areas, could never keep a job, I guess, but worked in the mutual fund industry, was product manager for a custody business, helped start several online brokerage firms, wrap programs, the like. So that's what gives me a decent base in terms of knowledge. But again, I'm not expert in anything. I've only done 1 or 2 webinars myself, and the rest are, again, all third party. So yes, to transition, we do provide continuing education credits, but I do so going kicking and screaming. I'm kind of kidding, but I'm not. I, as a young lad, did not dream of, oh my gosh, I can't wait to grow up and be a CE provider. No, of course not. I wanted to play in the NBA, but that's a whole other story, and that's maybe a therapist kind of thing. But anyway, we do it because guess what? Our subscribers, they need CE. So I get it. That's the reality of it. And that's something that we provide those financial planners and CPAs that subscribe to our service. That's one of the many resources or benefits of subscribing. So we provide, and I think I have it on some slides that follow, we provide continuing education credits to, for those that have the CFP designation. If you have the American College designations, we provide certificates to self-report. That's the only way you can do it with them. We provide CPE for those that have the CPA license. We are not enrolled as a provider for enrolled agents. That's a whole different process, maybe someday. But basically, we started taking on subscribers. I relaunched this webinar series in May of 2019, May 23rd of 2019, important date for me. My first speaker, again, on the relaunch of this was Michael Finke, if you know Michael, and we've been moving ever since. Started to take on subscribers in late 2019, and we've just grown organically. We have about an email subscriber base of about 33,000 financial planners. Over time, I was sharing with Kate. I hosted my webinar series on multiple platforms, so I never can kind of give an absolute number on this, but my guess is we've had 80 to 100,000 planners register for at least one of my webinars over the years. Again, I've been doing it a long time. So, and by the way, feel free to, again, post questions at any point in time. Just to give you a sense, and one of the things, by the way, if you haven't ever attended one of our webinars, I encourage you to try us out. Most every webinar, most are open to anyone. You don't have to necessarily subscribe. Again, you may not get that CE credit, but at least you'll get a taste of what we do in terms of educational content and the quality of the speakers and the quality of their content and ideas. Last year, I hosted, as you can see on the screen, 123 live webinars, 90 plus different subject matter experts. So again, all due respect to other platforms, there might be 2 or 3 people that try to be expert at a wide range of things. I just don't think that's possible. All due respect, it's not possible. I think I'm a pretty smart guy. You're all smart people. We can't be expert at everything, right? And so it's with that belief, again, that's why we have a different model. Again, of that, roughly 85 of those programs were worth a CE credit or more. We mostly have 1 credit hour programs. We do have some that are 2, such as the ethics for CFPs. We do make that available both live and self-study. to transition to self-study. We, again, only because our subscribers asked, we've added self-study, gosh, I think about 2 years ago. And I would say roughly about 20% of our subscribers take advantage of that now. So I'm glad we did it because it helps them. We do, in addition to CFPs, the American College PACE credit, CPE, we, over a year ago, became approved to provide continuing education for those of you that have the investment advisor rep requirements as well, which is now, I think, 17 states that require 12 credit hours a year. And it's a mix between ethics and products and practices, et cetera. And so we have all that. You can satisfy that through our platform. Today, that's been self-study. We did one live program, I think, in November. Going forward this year, we have already 3 live programs on March 26th for products and practices. The speakers there include people like Bob Keebler, if you're familiar with Bob Keebler, one of the top CPAs in our country. Denise Appleby, who's the guru when it comes to retirement accounts. If you've never heard her, by the way, she's phenomenal. And so anyway, and then, you know, to mix it up, I have a guy, Joe Andres, who specializes, he's a lawyer out of New York, in helping clients who change their residency. In other words, they're saying, okay, I'm not living in New York anymore. I want to go to that no income tax state of Florida. Well, guess what? That's pretty nuanced. So again, he's the 3rd program that day. So there's that. State Insurance CE, you know, I added this through a relationship with the firm Bison Mountain Financial that's approved in 35 states for State Insurance CE. I did it in a past life when I was at MetLife. I had a state insurance, you know, sponsorship, again, in close to 40 states at that time. It's very involved. It's a state-by-state deal. I put this relationship in place because, again, some of my subscribers were requesting it. So we're starting to try to figure out how we will expand there. So let me, Kate, any questions so far? Any kind of, you think, urgent or timely, relevant?
Not yet. No, you're doing great. You can keep rolling.
Okay. So here's a look at some of the self-study programs and how we decide as to which programs will be kind of in the library of self-study is really just based on every live session that we have is rated by our listeners. So that's one thing, again, I think is very different, so that, you know, when you go and you search through our replays, you'll actually see that rating. So if, you know, we have our occasional duds, I hate to admit that, but we do. And, you know, I want for the user to be able to sort through and say, oh, you know, gosh, if that was rated less than, you know, 80%, say, as excellent, we have a 5-point scale, and we do it in the survey after each webinar, then you can assess for yourself as to that. I would say for the most part, the ratings are somewhat accurate. Sometimes I disagree, but anyway. So based on, you know, the higher rated sessions, content that I think, you know, is of interest to people, and then I can tell which programs, obviously we can tell off our website, this is all housed on our website. We can tell, you know, which ones get the most traction. And so based on that, that's how we come up with our library for self-study. In terms of processing, again, I'll move through some of this stuff quickly. You know, we handle, for subscribers, we handle all the processing. If, you know, they're a CFP, if they're the investment advisor reps, we submit the credits on behalf of our subscribers every week. We provide attendance certificates through a dashboard that all of our subscribers have access to, again, on our website through, you know, once they authenticate or log in. Same idea for CPE credits as well. Again, you can log in as a subscriber and download all of your credits. Now, to get access to all the live webinars, to use the self-study, to get access to other resources that we have that I'll show in a minute, you know, we take certain really popular sessions such as the Secure Act last year. Bob Keebler did an amazing job on a live webinar, and guess what? We spent 20 hours editing his webinar transcript and put it in a flipping book for our subscribers, right? So you would have it as a reference material. We've done that on 10 or 12 or 15 webinars, and it's just amazing. But so you get access to those resources, the live webinars, all of that. Normally it's $19 a month now, or a little discount if you pay annually. But we are giving a discount because of Kate's generosity in having us on. So for a 6-month period, and we require a 6-month minimum. You know, ours is, you know, I'm looking, I missed the title on one of the first slides. I'm not looking to be a CE shop to finish that. We're building a community of lifelong learners. A lot of my subscribers, candidly, they could care less about CE. They want us to turn it off. We can't necessarily because of the CFP board, which is a whole other story. But one of the things I'm offering here is today, if and I think this lasts until January 22nd, you sign up, we can get you the link. We will discount the monthly rate to $9 a month, which is what it used to be like 3 years ago for 6 months. You'll still be subject to any reporting fees that we're basically just passing on from the CFP board or from FINRA if you're an investment advisor rep. But for $9 a month, you're getting access to everything that we do for that 6-month period. Then it would go, just to be clear, it would go to 19. And then again, you may be subject to additional reporting fees if you take CE eligible programs, be it live or through self-study. So again, that coupon is SOKG, Simplicity Ops, Kate Gillen, right? And that's that. So again, if you have any questions on that, feel free to post. Again, as I said, every webinar is rated. You can see this screen shows some of the highest rated sessions that we had. I think this is last year. And you can actually sort when you go into past webinars. On average, you can see from the title, 87%. It's so funny. I've tracked this over the years. It never seems to switch from 86 to 87%. 87%. Hand to God, I don't know why that is. It's so interesting to me. But you know, we've had sessions. I've had multiple 99s. I've never had 100. There's always one kind of gadfly, I'll call them, one grumpy person who just can't give an excellent. But we've had some amazing, many amazing talks. This year already, we have 64 sessions scheduled for live. You know, my goal is to have at least 6 months out. And this is just kind of a snapshot. If you can see some of this, we cover a wide range of topics. There's no, you know, I don't stay in like one lane and say, oh, okay, we're always going to do tax or we're going to do this or that. We're, again, going to do a lot of courses. As I mentioned, you know, we have some big days for investment advisor reps. So if you're with an RIA and you have that kind of need, you should take special note of that, where on March 26th, May 14th, October 29th, and I'm sure we're going to add some more days, we will have a series of live sessions that can help any investment advisor rep satisfy those CE requirements, assuming they're in one of those 17 states. We also, I'm very excited about this. Actually, I should have changed the slide because we just changed the timing of this. We are going to start a series of master classes. So, you know, our typical format is, you know, a 1-hour session followed by Q&A. On average, our sessions with Q&A run 1 hour and 20 to 1 hour and 30 for our live sessions. We can only skim the surface of a lot of these very complex, involved topics, right? So I've long wanted to do master classes. Well, guess what? We're going to start. Actually, Medicare is going to be our first one. I think our first day for that, it's not on our website yet. We've got to make a few changes to accommodate this and kind of the tracking of it. That will be May 8th. And I'm really excited. I mean, the two ladies that I'm looking for the book here, I usually have it at my fingertips. The two ladies that will be presenting on this class are the gurus when it comes to Medicare. So why should you care about Medicare? Well, guess what? All your clients that are 65 plus, right? They've got to deal with it. I posted 10, 15, probably 15 classes on Medicare. I've read, I've studied. I still have stuff to learn, and I get confused. I get turned around and whatever, right? and I spent a fair amount of time with it. Do I think it behooves you, if you're a planner or you have folks that are in your firm that are in that position, to really better understand that? Well, geez, if I work for, an employer and I'm 65, like, what's the number of employees, and, where's that trigger? And gosh, if I'm on my wife's retirement healthcare coverage and I work at J&J as a friend of mine, what does that mean? Should I enroll? And what's the difference between supplement and advantage? And what about out of network and blah, blah, blah. It's just so nuanced. So anyway, we're going to have, 3 different sessions and then a 4th session, which is just open Q&A in May. It's going to be May 8th, May 15th, May 22nd, May 29th. So I need to revise the slide. But anyway, Diane Omdahl, she writes for Forbes on Medicare. She's like the guru, written a book. I'm shocked I don't have it. But anyway, and her daughter, Melinda Coghill, is consistently one of the highest rated speakers I've ever had on Medicare. Again, that'll be in May. Going to have Denise Appleby, who I mentioned earlier, do retirement accounts. Again, that'll probably be pushed to June or July. And you want to know anything about IRAs? I could show you her presentation she's going to do for us. I think in March 26th. 10 mistakes with IRAs, it'll blow you away. I mean, it's just things you just never think about, right? And again, so we're going to do more. We're going to do one on public credit scores, and a woman, Tiffany Cross, who again has been 99% excellent rating on our site. You think you understand FICO, you think, again, she'll blow you away. She's been in it for 18, 19 years. And I might just do a one-off there. I mentioned expert resources. If you go to our site and you click on the Knowledge Center, you'll get a taste of that for a lot of the materials that we have. Again, most of the full versions are available to our subscribers. Here's a snapshot of the document that I mentioned earlier with Bob. If you just take a look at the table of contents, you'll see how deep that gets. I can't remember how many pages, but it's, 30, 40 pages. It's very detailed, and I'm happy to show you online what that looks like. This is the piece on the FAFSA changes that I mentioned from Mark. Again, this is, I wish I remember, 30 or 40 pages as well. And this is something that our subscribers can download and then share with their clients. Like if they have clients that are parents that are worried or dealing with the FAFSA, guess what? They can share all that. This was just a screenshot of the self-study. This is the dashboard on the left for our subscribers. This is just a reminder for me to, again, mention that Ethics CE, for those that have the CFP designation, is always something they're on the hunt for. Again, we make that available on demand, and we'll do it again live. We usually do it once or twice a year live. I just haven't booked a date for that. And then other things we do, every week, usually every week, I drop an email to all of our subscribers and give them links to the replays if they miss it. We capture for every webinar, we always ask the listeners, what are some new ideas that you've learned? We'll put some of those in the weekly recap, and then we have them on the replay page. The good news is they're always learning on every webinar. We always have folks that are learning, again, new ideas. We had one on prepayment strategies yesterday for mortgages and debt. And I learned stuff that, and again, I've been around that topic a long time in my career, and it's pretty amazing. So the whole idea of, should you pay your mortgage bi-weekly, or should you take 1/12 of your monthly payment and add it to that monthly payment, which is the better option? Go ahead and post your answer in the chat box. I may get you on that one. We're going to add a Ask the Expert feature. I've, again, long wanted to do this. And we're going to probably start with an elder law attorney who's amazing, and going to add his content and kind of integrate that within our site so that our members, our subscribers, can post questions to, again, experts. We're going to probably start with elder law. We have a Find a Professional directory. Today it's mortgage loan officers. I have a small network of loan officers who I trust, who we make available to our subscribers as well when they have clients that have that need. And again, we have a member or community forum today where our subscribers can ask questions, exchange ideas, resources, referrals, and the like. So there you go. And then kind of way random, we occasionally create other resources. I used to be in the education business with reverse mortgages. That was my role in the industry. Worked with people like Harold Levensky, if you know that name, Bob Curtis from MoneyGuide Pro, the founder, Wade Fowle, others. Sponsor a lot of research, et cetera. And over time, actually, I can't take credit. My ideas drive it, but my assistant built this calculator. It does some pretty neat what if stuff. So I continue to socialize, educate around reverse mortgages because I personally think it's something every planner should be aware of. So with that, that's the fast version of it, Kate. I hopefully still have folks here and interested. Yeah.
Phenomenal resource. I appreciate you taking us through that. And so you'd mentioned the discount code and how to register. I will, or one of us will send out a follow-up email to everybody who's registered so that you guys can get your hands on that with a link to your website too, so you guys can kind of poke around and explore. That was very informative. Thank you for running through that. I want to open it up. We've got some time here for anybody that has any questions. If you guys want to pop them into, the chat or the Q&A, I'm monitoring. And we'll give everybody a couple minutes to pepper Tom with questions.
Yeah, and I'm just showing, hopefully you can see on the screen, the website. If you just click on subscribe, it takes you to the membership plans page. And the pro plan is the one that you would click on. Again, this is the monthly option. You can click yearly, but if you click on monthly and you hit subscribe, it'll take you to this page. And then that's where you would put your code. And then you're obviously going to need your information here, credit card, et cetera. And we answer a few questions, and it's as simple as that. So
Really awesome.
And then here's, as we wait, if we get any questions, great. Here's again that drop down. If here's Bob's 40 top tax planning ideas. 204 pages, very detailed, right? And I mean, this is something he sells, and he was kind enough to give to me. I have him on once a quarter. He's amazing. And this is, to me, this probably alone is worth the price of a subscription with us. But it's a lot of detail. So if you do any tax planning, this is something. And again, I'm always, we're looking for different ideas and things that, Medicaid annuities is, for example, if you're not knowledgeable about Medicaid annuities, I promise you, again, this is not just for the poor and the desperate. It's, if you have people that, are at that point in life where nursing home is inevitable and they have $500,000 or in the case of my mother-in-law, we were looking to do this last year. She had $600,000, and guess what? A Medicaid annuity still made sense to her, for her and for the family. Dale Krause is the guy who invented Medicaid compliant annuities, and here's a phenomenal read on that. I've had him on multiple times. So anyway, just to give you a sense of some of the other resources available. So
fabulous. Very cool to see what you put together. So give everybody a couple more minutes. Anybody have any other follow-up questions? Or Tom, you did a really good job filling everybody in and taking us through what all you guys do. It's very, very cool to see. So
my pleasure.
With that, looks like people are starting to log out. So I really appreciate you spending some time with us and filling everybody in on what all you guys are doing. This is a really awesome resource for everyone. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. Tom, my team will send you a follow-up email and we'll get, to all of our registrants the follow-up information. So thank you everybody for hanging out. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. And Tom, I will be in touch with you here shortly.
Sounds good. All right. Thanks, you, Kate.
Everybody.
Appreciate it.
We'll see you soon.